Morning viewers, my name is Hermione, as he has said it, Nakabugo. I work at the Capital Markets Authority, or should I say I serve there, and it's a privilege for me to be here to help you get a better understanding of capital markets.
Thank you so much. And then of course we have John Kamara, who is the CEO of Zeno. John, it's a pleasure having you as well.
Thank you, Edwin. Good morning, viewers. John Kamara is my name. I'm country manager, Zeno Investment Management. We are regulated by Capital Markets Authority, so I'm especially delighted to be here with my regulator.
Your regulator. That's very interesting. Now, before we get into capital markets, someone would really want to know the mandate of Capital Markets Authority, what you do, and a detail of Capital Markets Authority, because sometimes we say CMA, we don't know what CMA stands for, we don't know what to do, we think you're just an entity there. Yeah. Please tell us more about Capital Markets Authority.
Okay, thank you so much. It is difficult to explain Capital Markets Authority without first explaining capital markets in itself. Because many people start to think that it is a market like Nakasero market, where people bring merchandise. And I'd like to clarify that it is similar. It's just a market where financial products are sold and bought. So people who have money, or who have invested their money, or who have savings, come to meet people who need money to do some work. So when these two meet, the people who have and the people who need, then share the money or crisscross the money so that everyone can meet their desired goal. So you have savings, this one needs money, your savings go to somebody else manages to do what they need to do and then gives back your money with some interest. Okay? So basically, in a basic understanding, it's a market for money. Yeah, financial products is what's traded on the capital markets. For a layman, that is the simplest way I can put it. Yes. So now, Capital Markets Authority in Uganda is a regulator. Okay. We do not deal in the products ourselves, but rather we have people like John Kamara, who operate companies that will enlighten you about these different products on the capital markets, and we make sure that people like Zeno are operating in a free and fair manner. We make sure that you, as the investor who has your money in the capital markets, are very confident that your money will not be misused or abused. So our role is to educate the public, to give them confidence in the capital markets and tell them that because we license these people, we know about their operations, we know how they make money, you will not lose your money if you participate in the capital markets. And maybe it's also important for me to say that we are a government agency under the Ministry of Finance, yes. So also the Ministry of Finance oversees what we do. So you have a child who has a parent, and then the parent has God. So everyone is watching what everyone is doing to make sure that we are all safe in this environment. So basically, that is Capital Markets Authority, and that is what we do, and that is the capital markets in Uganda. Okay.
Actually, this is very interesting because of late we've seen a lot of pawn schemes that have come up, and people have lost their money. So later we shall know how someone checks to know whether this institution I'm dealing with is really authentic. But before we get into that, John, as someone would really want to know now that Asha has kept on referring to you as what does Zeno does? What do you do? Who are you? Yeah. I think that's the right question. Who are you?
Okay. Yes. Great. Thank you again. Yeah. So again, I'm John Kamara, country manager of Zeno Investment Management, and what Zeno does in a nutshell is we provide a goal-based investment service to everyone, individuals and institutions. Now, of course, there is so much detail below that. Legally, we are a fund manager licensed by Capital Markets Authority. And the work of a fund manager basically is we take money from the public, from you, from her, from all of us, we pull it together, we invest it in a number of publicly available regulated investments, which I'm sure we'll get into, and then provide a return to those investors. Yeah, so in a nutshell, we are managing money on behalf of the wider public. In Zeno's particular case, we are proud to manage money for over 50,000 individuals here in Uganda.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is serious. This is serious. Now, before we get into the various products that probably John will share with us, I was talking about Ponzi schemes that come up. They advertise a lot, and then so how does a layman like me differentiate between a licensed entity and someone who has just come to sweep people's money and disappear?
Thank you for that very good question. First of all, rule of thumb. Rule of thumb. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Yes? First of all, the first telltale signs of these frauds and Ponzi schemes is that they're in a hurry. They are always in a hurry because they know time is of the essence. When you think about saving, when people are telling you save your money for the future, you're never in a hurry to save. You think about it a lot. You're like, you put the money there, the next day you withdraw it. You know, you're dilly-dallying because that's how the mind works. Yeah? But because these people know you will take your time, they're always trying to rush you. Because the faster you make the decision, the faster they get away. Unfortunately, they know where we are, they know where we have our stations, so they're always trying to avoid us. They know how to go to the rural areas where our reach has not spread. But thanks to avenues like this, we can reach the wider public and warn them that when someone comes and they're in a hurry, take your time, think about it. There's no rush. If you can think about saving, why aren't you thinking about investing? Okay? If someone tells you invest 100,000 today, and in a month you will have 150,000. How? What is it they are going to do? Ask yourself these questions, yeah? Because when you're putting your money in a savings account and they are telling you the return is 5% per annum, the interest rather, you will ask yourself, but how? Why isn't it more? Do you understand? So ask yourself those questions. If you don't understand, that is where people like John come in. Seek out advice. Say, this person has come to me, this is what they're promising. I don't understand how they're going to make the money, but they're telling me to hurry up. What should I do? Another way to detect them. Everybody that the Capital Markets Authority has licensed to operate within the capital markets has a license to do the business that they're doing. All these people are listed on our website. Our website is www.cmauganda.co.ug. Go there and check the list of all licensed persons to operate in the capital markets. So do not fall for fraudsters. First thing, they're in a hurry. Second, they present a package that is so glittery. And you know Ugandans, you like new things, you like good things, and that is how they'll get you. Yes. Also, when you get some money, there's a way you behave. You behave as if, you know, you want to buy for everyone. Yeah. You find someone at the shop, they look like they're suffering. All of a sudden, you want to help them. Yeah. Which wasn't you. So these people know how to tell that you have money. It's out of your actions. So let's watch our actions when we have money. If you know you have money that's coming, seek advice from people like Zeno before the money actually comes. Because then when it comes, you'll be able to make better informed decisions. Yes, because the fraudsters, they don't sleep. Yeah, they don't sleep. They're working round the clock to make sure they get your money. And the moment they have your money in their hands, they flee immediately. So it becomes a challenge. And most people come to report after their money has been taken, which is very unfortunate. They never check before investing, but they want to check after, which is not right. So let us not be those people.
Of course, you try and say, okay, let me try and check and see if I can redeem.
Check with little money. Don't check with too much money. It's okay to try, but don't go and put all your hard-earned money in such places. You know, the white man says, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah.
That is really very interesting. And you know, this is for us as Ugandans, we get excited very easily. And you know, when the regulator doesn't come out to say, because for example, in the media, for us we want money. Someone will bring their ad and we shall play it. We don't know the other side of the coin, and now the regulator, but now that you've told us that all the licensed entities are on the website, I think that is very crucial for someone to always check through, to do due diligence before you put in your money. That's very interesting and important. Now, John, we want to talk about the products. You can take us through some of the products that are dealt with in the capital markets field.
Okay, great. So there's a variety of products. They suit different needs, particular investor needs at different points in time. But you know, to go through a few, we have equities, which are shares. These are shares of businesses. You can be able to invest in several companies that are listed on the stock exchange. So that's one product, shares. Sometimes they are called stocks, so it's interchangeable. When you see stocks, it also means shares. There are also bonds, which are in categories of government bonds, and also corporate bonds. So what these are investments that pay you interest, whereas shares pay you dividends regularly. They also tend to have price appreciation. They grow in value. Then very commonly we also have unit trusts, which have become quite popular over the last couple of years, thanks to the Capital Markets Authority, of course, in supporting that. So those basically pool investors' money together and look for these good investments that are well structured, that are legal, that are not Ponzi schemes, as she mentioned, and then put the public's money into them. So they are just a collection of investments that are put together to be invested in a pool. Those are three big examples. There are quite a few others, but those are the major three that would be available to the ordinary individual.
Yeah, we will look at someone who wants to start their journey of investment, and they are on a clean page. They don't know. They hear unit trust. They don't know how it works. They don't know how they get the returns. They hear about bonds. You've talked about the government, the corporate, but they don't know how all this happens. What the difference is. How can you help them?
Okay, so I think investing is very detailed and deep as a discipline and as a field. So it's usually confusing, and that's why Ponzi schemes, by the way, are able to attract people. They are aggressive with marketing, and they of course play on a major human psychic of needing to get rich quickly and wanting to get money. So they play on all this complexity. Investing is really complex, so we need to try to simplify it. That's the first big task, because there are so many products, as we've mentioned. There are so many providers. There are so many ways. There are so many differences, and worse yet, the language used in investment, I usually find, is a barrier for most people. So the terminology is confused, and when someone gets lost in the terminologies, they tend to sort of switch off. So where someone can begin, best thing to begin with is to try and get acquainted with a lot of the basic knowledge. Now that's a lot of what Capital Markets Authority does. So they try to always give out basic knowledge about what capital markets are, how do you invest, what are the right places to invest your money, and so forth. So that basic knowledge is unavoidable. You need some basic knowledge to comprehend what is going on. For example, distinguishing that this may be a Ponzi. Meanwhile, you never have proof that it's a Ponzi. Just like if you bank in ABSA, you've never seen their license. but you over time you've discovered, okay, this is okay. So even just like a Ponzi scheme, no one has proof, but you're able to detect that maybe this is not right. So now that's where that basic knowledge comes in. So you have to be interested, seek out some knowledge. It will grow over time. You will not know everything in day one, but I would say begin in a well-defined, regulated space. That's the best place to begin. So how do we try and simplify it? For example, for Zeno. So we took an approach to try again and make investing very simple and very convenient, because we realized those are two barriers. One, it's complicated to understand. Two, the inconveniences about how to execute it. So we tried to simplify it as much as possible. So we took it through an approach where we discover you come and figure out what you're trying to invest for. Maybe my issue is I need money to retire in 5 years. I need to buy a car next year. I need to take my kids to college in 15 years. That's my problem. That's what I need money for. Yeah. So we figured that there is always a reason why someone is investing. They are not investing for the sake of just saying, I have investments. So figuring out that underlying reason is a conversation any ordinary person can understand. I need to buy a car next year. I need capital for my business that I want to start in 2 years' time. I have a loan, have a mortgage, I want to pay it off in 5 years' time, so I need to accumulate money. So now once we discover that, then we take you through a process that says, okay, to be able to attain this goal, you need to put aside this amount of money every month, every week, every day. In 5 years' time, you'll accumulate this amount of money, and then you'll be able to meet this goal of yours. So we take that money, put it into the unit trust funds, which are regulated, and we have a number of unit trust funds that invest across all those products we talked about, and this is what is called a portfolio. So we design that portfolio for you. Your money is invested, you're able to monitor it on our app, on our web, and then when you achieve the goal, you're able to withdraw the money and pay for whatever you need. So a lot of the technical investing is going on in the background, but from the customer's point of view, he has figured out what his problem is, what he needs to save money for. We have allocated the money to appropriate investments that suit what he intends to do in the time frame he intends to do it, and then give him her access by him monitoring it 24 hours on the web, on the app, and they can be able to see everything and eventually achieve this goal they're seeking. So that's how we are trying to approach the problem of investing. Yeah, for all individuals.
So is it me who sets the time at which I withdraw the money, or when I realize my money has grown, then I can withdraw it anytime I want?
You can withdraw it anytime, but what will help you with is the investment plan. What I described as an investment plan. It will show you how far you are. So you would have maybe reached 40% of your target. You could have hit 100% of your target before the time frame if the investments perform well, and then the choice is yours really.
Well, at this point, we are going to take a short commercial break. When we return, we still have a lot more to discuss, especially with capital markets. I believe you really need to understand more about capital markets. So stick with us as we come back shortly.
Issues at hand. This is COU Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Welcome back from that commercial break. We are looking at capital markets, and before the break we were taken through what capital markets are. So this is not Nakasero. You can't go to Nakasero and say, I think this is a place where they're investing my money in. And when you talk about capital markets now, we also want to look at now the investment products available in Uganda. Can you take us through some of them?
Okay, so the investment products available in Uganda, I think currently the ones that are active could be about 4. One of them is unit trusts that John has elaborated on. And this I would advise for starters. If you're just starting out your investment journey, especially in the capital market space, I think this is a good place to start. And also if you're still not sure how to navigate this space, why would I encourage someone who's just starting out is because this is again a pool. They get very many people's money. They get your money, my money, John's money, put it together in a pool, and then come up with very clever legal investment options to invest your money, and then you can earn a return on a daily basis. Yeah, you earn interest on a daily basis. Also, you can access your money when you need it in a short term. So this I would encourage for people who are looking for ways to set up an emergency fund. We know that we do not make appointments with things like sickness and ailment, and you're one bill away from poverty. So if you want to set up an emergency fund to sort out small things that just pop out of nowhere, a unit trust is a good place to go. Put your money there monthly. You can start with as little as 100,000 for most unit trust managers in Uganda. Save your money monthly. When you need it, it takes not more than 2 working days to access it. And you can monitor your money, know how it's growing. You can earn interest on the interest that you're making if you're not taking out your money. So unit trusts are a fantastic way to start as you monitor and learn. Also, what the unit trust manager does for you is they do the hard work of understanding the more complicated investment options, which I'm also going to talk about briefly. So that is unit trusts. Yeah, there's a unit trust manager. Also, the other advantage is currently that product is not taxed. Yes, so how you put your money is how you get it, with a small fee to the fund manager for helping you do the hard work while you sleep and wait for some interest.
So is there a minimum or maximum amount that someone can start with?
With 100,000 you can start. There are some new unit trust or fund managers that have taken it lower to about 10,000, 5,000 shillings, and you can do it on your phone. But all this information is available on our website. I cannot be seen to be favoring one fund manager over the other because we license many of them. But just know that if we have licensed them, they are doing the right job and they will not take your money. There's no way your money will get lost. So if they're on our website, listed on our website, please go ahead and start your investment journey in a unit trust. Yes? And then there are shares. He spoke about shares. I think the newest entrants onto stock market are MTN and Airtel. We all heard about their selling shares. Basically, this is a Ugandan buying a stake in a company that they know because they've been watching, they make profits, and you want to, earn some dividends. Currently in Uganda, there's about 10 listed companies, and all these also are on the stock exchange, which is Uganda Securities Exchange. If you go to their website, they have all the companies that are listed in Uganda. They have their stock prices. You can know how many shares to buy. We also have a list of stock brokers who will help you highlight the different prices of shares and how they are moving, the profitability, who made more profit last year, who's looking like they'll make more profit this year. All this information is available for us. But the problem, we don't want to read, we don't want to look up these things, we want to be on TikTok. But interestingly, these people have also understood where you want to be. I'm sure Zeno has a TikTok page where they're, you know, sharing some nuggets. And also, so do we as CMA. We have also gone to TikTok in a bid to try and help the Ugandan public understand in spaces where they spend more time. So please educate yourself on, you know, shares. And also, this is a long-term thing. If you're looking for short-term emergency fund, I don't encourage. If you have your money that you hope to never need in the next 10 years, by all means, go and buy shares, okay? Go and buy shares. Know that your shares are there. If you're buying for your grandchildren, yeah, your children, you can purchase shares for your children in any company of your choice, okay? So those are shares.
Before we leave shares,
Yes.
we now get a challenge of companies that close. I'll give an example. For example, Umeme.
Yes.
At one time, Umeme called upon people to buy shares,
Yes.
and now it seems to have closed.
Yes.
So how because people have now threats, what happens when this company closes? How do I get my shares and
Yes.
things like that?
Okay, so interestingly, that is a fear that people had, but I can attest to it that nobody who had their money or had bought shares in Umeme did not get back their money. As of today, they have all gotten back their money. Also, that is why the Capital Markets Authority regulates the Uganda Securities Exchange. It's to make sure that nobody is losing their money. So these companies, when you buy shares, they don't hold your money there. You understand? It's not there. It helps them in their operations to build their businesses, make them bigger, give them more profits, but they're not holding your money. Your money is held in a bank somewhere, who's usually called a trustee. That's where your actual money is. So in the event that this company closes, they have their profit and loss books, and first on the list of debtors are shareholders. And before that company closes, shareholders have to be paid. So nobody in Umeme, if they haven't yet been paid, they're on the schedule. They are being paid. If you could find even just one person who had shares in Umeme, they will attest to it. So there is no worry. These companies do close, yeah? There are seasons in life. Just like human beings die, you never know. A company might close, but that should not scare you. People die in accidents every day. Do we stop buying cars?
No.
Exactly. So that should not scare you from investing. I mean, banks have closed many times. Does that stop people from going to open bank accounts? Every day there are new accounts opened. You see, there are new banks opened, yeah, because they are regulated by the Bank of Uganda. There's that security, okay? So those are shares. There is no chance that you will lose your money, yes? Then I would like to finally talk about treasury bills and bonds. Treasury bonds are long-term, treasury bills are short-term. Short-term means within a year, yes? So ideally, bonds and treasury bills is when an individual like you and me or John lends money to the government of Uganda to do different things. For example, build better roads, build hospitals, yeah? Build schools for your community that your children will go to at a subsidized rate, okay? Or improve them for that matter. So you lend to the government of Uganda. And because it is the government of Uganda, it cannot default. If you're lending it, it will pay you. Even if it is 10 years from now, it will pay you, okay? The difference between this and, for example, unit trusts. I already told you, unit trusts currently are not taxed. But while you're getting back the money that you lent to the government, it will be taxed. Yes, withholding tax. Yes. So it will be taxed. It's not a lot. It's about 15%, John?
Yeah, 10 to 20.
10 to 20, depending on how long the bond is. So there are 5-year bonds that are taxed relatively higher than the longer term 15 25, 20, there are different bonds, yes? So what you need is an SCD account, which you open up and you're able to lend to the government of Uganda for a certain amount of time, and then every 6 months they give you a return on your money that you lent to the government. And then at the end of the period, say at the end of 10 years, if your bond was 10 years, at the end of 25 years, they give you back your principal. But every 6 months you have been earning some money. Yes?
Okay.
So that is how bonds work. Treasury bills work like bonds, but for short term. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months.
The criteria is the same.
The criteria is the same. But also, the shorter the period, the higher the tax.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
The shorter the period, the higher the tax. But ideally, you're lending to the government to improve your life. Yeah? Who's not tired of driving on potholes? Yeah? So you want to sit with your money, but still spend it in the garage. Why? Lend to the government of Uganda, let it achieve its goals, and then you enjoy a fruitful life.
So can anyone do this?
Yes, anyone can do this either individually through your bank, just like you open up a bank account, yeah, they'll ask you for your information, national ID, etc. So you approach your bank and say, I would like to purchase treasury bills or bonds for this amount of time. They open for you an account, which is called an CSD account. And once you have your CSD account, they advise you on what is available, which bonds are available, because people buy them. You see Ugandans here, they are very sharp Ugandans. They've already bought, they are settled, waiting for the 6 months for money to be wired on their account. So this account is linked to your bank account, yes. So you purchase the bonds or treasury bills through your bank, yeah. And then your bank approaches Bank of Uganda on your behalf, purchases on your behalf, and then every 6 months they remit your money on your account. And your principal still remains. Yes. So a unique identifier is make sure you never lose your principal, i.e. that first money you put, make sure it is never lost. Okay? If anything looks like you're losing your principal, I don't think it's the right thing, and I don't think it is licensed by the Capital Markets Authority, because your principal must be protected. Okay. Yes.
And maybe just to add briefly on that, you know, with government bonds, this is not some trick that was invented here in Uganda. So, you know, when you say lending to the government, some people may tilt the conversation to make it political. Yeah. But this has been a old, tried and tested methods through which governments generally fund their budgets around the world. Funny, it started way back in the 1800s as almost a patriotic duty. When governments were going through a series of those wars they went through, World War I, II, and even the earlier wars, that's when they needed money to fund these wars. So that was the first time they drew on money from the public, and it came with sort of a patriotic duty aspect to it. But after that war phase passed, governments realized this is a way to fund our budgets, collect revenue, and do national development work. So basically governments fund their budgets with taxes and with borrowings. So these borrowings are bonds. So it's an old thing, it's older than me and you, it will be around long after we've gone.
That's true.
Yeah, so no one should think maybe this is some special thing that was invented by the Ugandan government. It's taking maybe money. No, it's a
people will think the government has gone bankrupt and so it is getting money from its people.
It's pulling money. Yeah, all those kind of sentiments. I wanted to clear them out.
That's
really.
true.
Yeah, so it's a basic budget and financing tool that today I think all state governments use.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's pretty standard across the world, across time. So it's not really something to worry about in aspect of maybe particular governments and so forth. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe before we leave that, still someone would really ask themselves: is there also a minimum amount required for someone to be part of this particular investment?
Yes, there is. For government bonds here in Uganda, the minimum is 100,000 shillings. So that's the minimum it takes to make that investment. But as she alluded to, the reason she's saying unit trusts are simple and recommended for starters is, as she went on to elaborate all these investments, you can see what it would take for someone to be able to look through all these investments and make reasonable decisions. And this is the popularity of unit trusts. It has solved that part in large for ordinary investors, because Edrine, you don't want to spend your entire day thinking about investments. You're a media personality, you have other professions you're doing. You can't practically spend the entire day thinking about investments, figuring out which bonds, which companies. It will become too much work. You think it's simple in the beginning, but try it for a year, 2 years, you'll shortly burn out and realize I can't do this. And unit trusts, again, it was not some hack that was invented here. Unit trusts are all over the world. Just they have different names. You would hear mutual funds, things like EFT funds. All those are similar to unit trust funds here. And they are also very popular in the world. There's trillions and trillions of dollars invested in these sort of things. So the reason it's simple is that it was an easy way for me and you to invest our money all the time, when we want, in the amounts we like, without the hassle of figuring out all those investments. It's the same argument you'd make for why you don't grow all your food, or why you don't fix your car. You'd simply take your car to a mechanic, because yes, in theory you might fix your car yourself, but you wouldn't be here. You would be at home the whole day fixing your car just so that it drives. So it's not really optimal. So hence the popularity of these funds that come and pull money together and simplify the work.
Well, and still, John, how can one access the investment products available in the capital markets?
She had mentioned, when you go to capital markets website, it has information of all the providers of investment products. Now, of course, we distinguish ourselves by trying to give different offerings. So maybe some investment products, you may need to come into a nice building like this and sign a couple of papers. Others you'll access online. In the particular case of Zeno, I think we are the first investment manager to offer a purely online service from the beginning. So ever since the inception in 2017, the product is purely accessible online. So that is through the App Store, or through our website, or even through mobile money menus. We've integrated with mobile money providers, so that is on the menus. So most of the time, that's how investors access these products. Today, the phone and internet have taken over all aspects of business. So the same with investments. I personally think in maybe 15 years, or almost all the services you get, legal, investment, even aspects of medical, will all be online. So investments have also taken that same path, and today you will largely find across the world, here in Uganda, you will access them online. Important thing is to note what the regulator said. Are these people licensed? How does this work? Is this genuine? Because there's obviously a misconception that maybe if something is online and it's easy, it could be a scam. Scammers, for obvious reasons, are largely online. Because if you're scamming people, why would you set up a shop, a physical shop? You understand? So largely they are online, but we can't avoid online products. We would have not been serving 50,000 investors today if they had to all physically show up to a shop and sign papers. I mean, we have huge amount of clients in diaspora. They like the product because it fits into their convenience, and in the world they are in, they get everything online. They shop online, they bank online, they pay tuition online, they buy food online, so they are used to it already. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a scam. To figure out the scam is to go back to the basics you mentioned. Where is the license? Who regulates you? How does it work? How do you make money? You get that understanding. And I always encourage people, maybe don't listen to me or us. Get the information independently.
yourself, yeah.
You can walk to the Capital Markets Authority.
Yes.
Go in, ask questions. That's what they're there for.
Yes.
Ask them questions, they'll be impartial. Ask them about all the investment products you've heard of. You're like, who are these guys? What do they do? Where are they?
Yes.
Me, you'll come to me. Obviously, you might accuse me of being a salesman.
True.
Yeah, which I'm not. But so the regulator can help you remove out that debate, because I've had debates about different investment providers. Of course, we are competing. So people asking, who is better? How do these ones work? Are you sure? They're trying to find some information, and they want all of us to sail against each other, and say, I'm the best. You don't go to these guys. I'm the best. I don't like to engage in that kind of thing. It's not even productive. These are simple investment products. Your due diligence should be independent. Go to the regulator, get all you need. You'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we've talked about the license. Someone really want to know. Maybe they have been operating and they now want to legalize their operations. How do they get the license? How do they get licensed?
How do they get licensed? There's a whole to-do, step by step, on our website. Again, that's www.cmauganda.co.ug. If you have been operating in anything that sounded like we have the things we have talked about, and you do not have a license from the Capital Markets Authority, please come and get some more information. Also, our offices are in Kololo on Baskerville Avenue, a building called Uganda Business Facilitation Center on the 8th floor. It has a one-stop center. In case also your business is not registered, you can have that done there on the same day. So you register your business, you check everything, and then also apply for a license. So all these criteria for the different types of licenses that Capital Markets Authority issues are on our website. And also you can send an email to supervision@cmauganda.co.ug, and we'll be able to help you identify what you need to apply for the license, how long the license will take to be issued, and also if the product you want to license is something that is actually within the capital market space. So again, information is power. If you don't understand something, don't get into it. You should be able to understand, have a basic understanding. I mean, you know how we started. I've had people who say, if you cannot explain what you do to a 5-year-old, then you're lying to yourself, because you also don't understand it. You should be able to explain to your child when they say, Daddy, where do you work? You don't tell him, oh, I wear a suit, I go and I sit in front of the TV. You should be able to explain to him that when I sit in front of the TV, this is what I'm telling the public. I'm enlightening them about issues at hand. Yes, and this TV station is here. This is the people we are targeting. You should be able to explain what you do to a 5-year-old. So if a 5-year-old cannot understand, and also you, an adult, you're not understanding, you have no business in getting into anything you don't understand. Yes.
Well, that is very important. Our time is running out. I can request that you give us your parting shots.
Yes.
Yes.
My parting shots would be that the best time to start investing, because we all need money, the best time to start investing was yesterday. But if you did not do it yesterday, then do it today. Make a bold step. John has told us we've made things so easy. We have come to the internet. It's quite difficult for a whole entity to carry themselves and go and do certain funny TikTok videos. But why are we doing this? It's not so that we look like clowns. It's so that we help you understand this thing better. It's a mandate that we have to educate the public on what the capital markets are. And like I said, you lend to the government makes better roads. Yeah, this is not our campaign trail, but ideally that is what it's supposed to do. We can't keep complaining about things that are not working when we are not being part of the solution. You see, we've offered you ways to be part of the solution. So engage, learn, be a reader, okay? Understand these things. Look out for people who know certain things better than you do. And if in your circle you're the one who knows everything, please leave that circle. Go and find a new place where you can learn something new. So those would be my parting shots. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, John, your parting congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us here today.
Yes.
Parting shots, really, I would like to encourage the public to re-echo what she said. You need to start investing.
Yes.
Investing has become more than a luxury. It's now,
Yes.
we call it a basic need.
Yes.
If you have money, you must be investing, because if you don't, your money is slowly losing value.
It is.
And of course, if you have in pursuit of investing, as you figure out financial goals, we are there to help you. You can check us out on www.myzeno.com. Zeno is XENO. www.myzeno.com. We can help you curate an investment plan. We can help you start your investment journey today. With as little as 10,000 shillings, you can open up an account. It's free of charge. The investment plan is free of charge, and then you start step by step moving towards achieving your investment, your financial goals, which is something all of us really seek to do. So I encourage everyone to start today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and to your viewer, thank you so much. You who started with us, and you've been with us. Now we've come to the end of our show. Edrine Austin Mukalazi is my name. I've worked with Esther, Liz, only ladies, so Esther, Liz, Patience, in the engine, and of course today is a Wednesday, and next on TV is the Uganda We Want. So stick with us as we continue throughout the day, giving you content that you can trust. But from the entire team of Arise Family, we wish you a blessed day.
Issues at hand